Alright, so I'm back for another video. This should be posted, I think, on day 3 of Comic-Con, which is still going around, and they dropped the 3 most important Super EZAs, and I think there's one, yeah, there's one sub EZA in here. Let's go over them. Now, I've heard some mixed feelings, but I can't go wrong with it. Anyways, let's jump in. We got Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta on here. I have them both rainbowed and EZA'd. And maxed actually, right? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen this buff in a while, but let's go down here. Let's bring both of these guys up. So this one is Goku, right? Yeah. What does Goku do? 2 key, 200% attack and defense, has a great chance to crits. Let's take a look. Okay, that's okay. Gets 100%. Oh, wait, no. For every super class ally in the same rotation. So that includes himself. It's 100% attack and defense and 10% damage reduction. So at max, this also includes himself. He gets 300% attack and defense and 30% damage reduction. Okay. Okay. Sure. 30% damage reduction. It's not bad. It's not. You're intended to use them on a super class heavy team, which obviously it's not bad. But still, I don't. Well, let's see. When there's an extreme class enemy or when there's another GT hero category ally in the rotation, he gives all allies 40% attack and then launches a guaranteed additional super. Okay, what's the super attack effect? Does immense damage and gives him 30% defense for 6 turns. So essentially, you're increasing more defense by that much. He gets 150% attack when super attacking, and then he gets 200% defense in slot 1 or 2. And then when receiving an attack, he gets another 100% defense for that turn, and then has a high chance to nullify and counter. What's this one? So they just bumped this up from medium to high. Okay. I know that's better. Of course. I think they've added the defense when being super recently. They started doing that more often because they don't do that kind of thing often. They don't add this kind of effect often, so they're adding it to a lot more recent units. I guess that's the reason why, is because enemies nowadays are hitting for millions and millions of damage. So it makes sense. But let me see your stats. Stats wise, I want to see how this goes. I really do. Because right now, I think the unit is okay. That's how I see it. I think the unit is okay. But that's just Goku. Let's see what Vegeta does. Vegeta, let's see. Okay, so he has the same thing as Goku. Let me double check. Yeah, so I'm assuming he's basically the same thing as Goku, but with slight differences. Gets 2 key, 200% attack and defense. Let me see, just to be sure. Has a great chance to crit. Oh no, no. Goku has a chance to crit. Vegeta launches a guaranteed additional with it becoming a with it oh my god, with the super attack having with the attack having a great chance to become a super attack. There we go. Okay, that's not too bad. Gets 100% attack and defense, so he has the same buff right there as Goku. Same condition, but it gives all allies 40% defense and guaranteed crits. Let me see. And he launches an additional super. Interesting. When attacking with one more key, it gets 100% attack and 100% attack and defense in slot 2 or 3. So he gets 150% attack and gets 200% defense in slot 1 or 2, slot 2 or 3. And then when receiving a super attack, it gets 100% defense and has a high chance. Oh, it has the same counter effect essentially. Really now? Interesting. So the way that this unit works, so the way that Vegeta works compared to Goku is that you want this unit to be in slot 2. And then you want this unit to be in slot 1. And vice versa, you put this unit in slot 2, and you put this guy in slot 3. I feel like those are the most safer options right there, but slot 1 and slot 2 really depends. But slot 2 and 3, I feel like they're both safe if they're in the same rotation. And they are giving support because they're going to be next to each other, plus they're GT Heroes units, so it works in the end. However, Vegeta has a chance to, has a chance for the guaranteed additional to become a super, whereas Goku can just do it. Goku can just do it if there's a GT Heroes category ally. That's not difficult. But what's Vegeta's super attack? Greatly raises defense, raises attack by 30% for 6 turns. Oh, this is a much better mechanic. This is much better. What I'm thinking is, why make it a chance when literally you could just make it the same thing as Goku? And that's it. That's all you would do, really, but... Not really fun with the Super Saiyan 4s, I don't know. I think it's just me. Just because I'm so used to Super EZAs being cataclysmically unstoppable, like freaking Vegito Blue and Rose. Both of these units are insanely powerful. Vegito doing counters has damage reduction on super, has a chance to dodge. Plus, he does a bunch of additionals. Sure, they're not guaranteed to become supers, but but it helps a lot. This unit can tank. And then same thing with Rose. Sure, it's first time maybe he can't tank too well, but over time in the fight, his defensive capabilities show. It makes it easier for someone like me to just clear content easily. So compare the effort that they, or the work that they did on them, and compared to these guys, I feel like it's almost a 9-day difference, unless they are good stat-wise. Because all these stat buffs I've been getting, I'm assuming, well, a couple of them do multiply out, but I want to see how this goes. Alright. We'll go into Omega Shenron. I believe this is the last Super EZA. Let me see. Shadow Dragon Saga. We're gonna bring up SCR Omega. Right here. Okay. So a super attack will always stay like this. Really doesn't matter. 100. I almost said 100. 80% attack and defense with all enemies lose 40% attack, and then gives full power support to key 40% attack. Okay. One thing I'll say for sure is that I hope this guy's useful. It's 150% attack and defense with all enemies losing 40% attack and an additional 20% defense for all superclass enemies. Okay. Full power GT bosses get 2 key, 40% attack, and an additional 20% attack for those who are extreme class. Not very difficult at all. For every extreme class ally in the same rotation that excluded itself, he gets 20% crit and damage reduction, and then 100% attack and defense when attacking. So that means just 2 extra extreme class allies. He gets 40% chance to crit, 40% chance, not 40% chance for damage reduction, 40% damage reduction, and then 200% attack and defense when attacking. When there's another full power or GT bosses category ally in the rotation, he gets 150% attack and defense with a guaranteed additional that has a great chance of becoming a super. Similar to the last one, this one's not bad either. When attack, okay, so when super attacking, he gets 100% attack and defense, and if this unit is in slot 3, or when the enemy is in a defense down or attack down status, he gets 150%, and then another additional super. So in other words, right? In other words, he gets like 2 additional supers potentially. Well, even though it's 1 guaranteed, but 2 should be the more correct number in here. But let me see. You could be fine stat wise. It just depends, right? It just depends. Okay, let's go to the last one. I want to get this one over with right here. This is the sub EZA4 SYN SHENRON. This is the sub EZA4 the SCR Omega Shenron. So GT boss is 3 key 150. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not a bad leader skill. He then changes key spears from any key spear, okay, to rainbow. It's 2 key 150% attack and defense with a high chance of crit, high chance to launch an additional super, and that's it. And then for 1 turn, he gets an additional 40% damage reduction. When attacking, he disables enemy guard and it gets 50% attack and defense per key spear obtained, so 7 key spears. If 2 to 7 or more key spears are obtained, he disables enemy guard. Gets no, what am I saying? He gets 20% damage reduction. 20% chance to crit, another 20% damage reduction, another 30% chance to crit. Launches a guaranteed additional super with the enemy's attack down, defense down for 2 turns. I think the unit's better than what I would have expected. Sure, his stats may be low, but I still think he's okay. I can't say they're all great until I actually try them, but that seems like it's it, right? There's some more. Oh yeah, I forgot about the super attacks. So, let's see, what's this one? 12 key. Greatly raises attacking defense for 1 turn. Does supreme damage. What about? Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think out of all of these guys, I probably would say Sin is really good. Out of all the super EZAs, I feel like Goku would do better, but we will see about Vegeta. But I think that is pretty much everything. Let me know what you guys think of each of these super EZAs, or actually all the EZAs in general. And as always, I will see you all in the next one.